It's easy for me to say that I don't have road rage because I don't live in cities that are infamous for their horrible traffic. Okay. I live in Ohio, in a small township, you know what I mean? So the traffic's usually not that bad, but that's just actually strategic, like I would never live somewhere where I have to spend a lot of my time in traffic. All right. You know what I mean? Because, I've done the math on it. If you live in a city like California or somewhere and you own a car, I've never been, but I've heard stories, and you spend a large percentage of your life sitting in the car. You know what I mean? Whether you're going to work or whether you're going somewhere. So anywhere that I was to relocate to, it has to be a place, boring enough where I can get to everything I need to get to, without too much crazy traffic. So, I've never seen a lot of logic in having road rage. I have been annoyed by really stupid drivers. So we'll see. Do you guys get it? Do you get road rage? Do you cuss the person out in front of you? If they cut you off, or, they brake check you, or they don't use their turn signal, or they spend too much time in the passing lane and they're not passing anyone. Okay. That one gets me. They don't know how to get over and let the people that's passing get past. But today the video that we're reacting to is titled "The Dumbest Drivers Ever." All right. We'll see if that is true. Before we get started, if you like this type of content, do me a big favor and like the video. If you want to stay up to date whenever I post, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Check. There we go.
These are the dumbest drivers ever. These are the dumbest drivers ever.
Oh my gosh. Is this person really? Wow. So I wanted to say, like, are they in an accident? Or are they really trying to drive? But it looks like they're really still driving. You would think that they're either in an action movie or they're trying to get away or they're drunk. I don't know.
These guys were just finishing up filming their podcast, but were rudely interrupted.
It got so quiet in here. How did I?
Wow. That's a good truck too. Hey, yo, that is the definition of by any means necessary. All right. I would hire that guy. There it is. This is going bad. Oh my goodness.
They thought it was a good idea to pass in front of a police officer that was going too slow.
Go. Hurry up.
Shut up.
Over 60.
This is legal.
Like
If it.
I hope he pulls you over. Oh my god, he's pulling you over.
Why?
Hold up. How fast were they going?
Police officer.
If he's going under the speed limit and it's the hash lines, it's not the double lines, the solid lines. You can't pass on the solid lines. But if he's going below this, I get that it could also be because of the rain. Maybe he's going to say the weather conditions. I don't know. But, that's depending on what you're driving, that's subjective. If you got a car that's pretty decent in the rain, you can pass.
Going too slow.
Let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section,
Oh.
Go. Hurry up.
Shut up.
Over 60. You go a little faster than that. You're over like 61.
I hope he pulls you over. Oh my
I
god,
hope
he's pulling you over.
the person in the car is hoping that he pulls you over. All right. that dream came true.
This guy found a driver that was asleep at a green light.
That's the long shift. Probably on his way to work or leaving work. Yeah.
They somehow forgot to close their door.
You know what? I can't talk crap about that because that something similar like that happened to me. Only I don't drive a Tesla, but you know I had my 4Runner lifted up in the trunk, and I was loading something in the back of my 4Runner, and I had it lifted like halfway, and I wanted to pull out of my garage, and it lifted up a little bit and ripped the 4Runner logo right off the back of my truck. So recently I got it repaired. It cost me like $1,000 just to put that logo back on. It really hurt me. So I can't talk trash about that. It happens, you know. Let's see what happened again.
They somehow forgot to close their door.
It's supposed to be a smart vehicle. Okay, you know, you think that would be a safety measure that it would have where it can pick that up. You know, I know it's not really smart, but more intelligent than the average vehicle. You would think that it would have a sensor where that wouldn't happen, in my opinion. You know, I'm driving an old 2012. You know.
What is happening?
And a really nice truck at that.
I don't know, but I don't want to drive past it.
Right.
Oh my god, not them speeding up.
He didn't properly tie.
That's crazy.
What is happening?
Why are they still going?
I don't know.
Now they got their hazards on. Okay.
No, but I don't want to drive past
There's no awareness. They may not even be aware of it. You know, they're aware something's wrong, but they're probably not conscious of the magnitude of the situation. It's probably, no offense, probably a woman driving it.
Oh my god, not them speeding up.
He didn't properly tie down his mattress.
You know, I watch enough of these videos where it be women doing that. They don't notice. Like, oh, I didn't even know the tire was missing. You know, that type of thing. That's that Final Destination. If you ever seen the movie, you know, whenever I see anything like that on the freeway, I always have that fear. It could be a semi truck with big poles on the back. It could be anything that's carrying. I'm getting around you and I'm getting away and I'm speeding up as fast as you can go in a 4Runner. But yeah, I've always had that fear, and that is the fear come to life. If I see that, I'm immediately getting over to the right and flying around this guy. I don't know how good you secured the load.
He tied down his mattress.
And then he has to go, he gets in the fast lane. And as soon as he does it, here's the thing with that too. He probably punched it.
Tied down his mattress.
I mean, it stayed on when he was in the slower lane. He got impatient, jumped in the fast lane, and then he probably was trying to do 70 with these mattresses on the back. All right.
Yes.
Crazy. Hope no one got hurt. I got to go. It's a nice whip too. Oh, what the Yo, that's some, if it's not an accident, that's some skill. That's next level right there.
He forgot to close his door.
It's one of those hold my beers.
But his car was nice enough to help out.
Oh, here we go. This is bad. Oh no. Oh. Some of these aren't the dumbest drivers ever. It's just really bad mistakes. It can happen to anyone. You know, people pretend like everyone is perfect, and like, you know, regardless of how intelligent you are or how smart you are, this can happen. Some of these things can happen. Like, he can forget to seal, you know, even though you should have a system where you do a check before you I've never been a truck driver, but this is just common sense. You should have a system where you check your tires and you check to make sure everything. Yeah, so this isn't a mistake that you should make, because you can put a lot of lives in jeopardy, you know. But some of these other ones could be genuine, honest mistakes. But this one I wouldn't put in that category.
His car was nice enough to help out.
Oof. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that hurt me. It's a beautiful car too. When you going to hit the pickup, my goodness. Another one of these. Where are these people? See, you making us look bad. I blamed it on the women earlier. All right. Then this guy said, "Hold my beer." Wow. And he's just casual. He's doing it on purpose. He's actually looking.
Driving on a road, but they were actually driving on a frozen river.
Oh, this is not good. Whatever you do, don't hit the brakes and don't turn. Don't turn the steering wheel. Looks like they're doing good. Yeah, all right. Some people freak out and they slam on the brakes or they jerk the wheel and it's all bad from there. What was that? I mean, I would say I'm guilty of very rare, but I've done this before. You know, I've been in a rush and I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to go down the street. I'm about to go ahead and do this illegal turn. But not this. I would have not this. Not all the way in the front. Oh, well, the car was taken off.
So this driver thought they were putting their foot down on the brake pedal.
Oh. No. Wow.
There's a lot of dumb drivers.
What?
And
it looks like they just panicked. Okay, they didn't take their foot off and, you know. This is a big person in there. Over the car. Wow.
There's a lot of dumb drivers in this
Probably wasn't too much damage on the other car.
Video, but I think this is the winner.
Don't do it. What the? Thank goodness.
These people said that they were just following the...
I always wonder how people get hit by a vehicle that only goes one way and you can hear it coming for blocks. I was going to say miles, but you can hear it coming from, you know, I live not too far from train tracks, so I know. But the people who try to rush and get between the guards or whatever, I get how they get stuck. But some people get hit by trains that don't have those.
GPS, and it's said to turn into the water.
There's a line in the front of the boat. John, throw me the swimming buoy.
She still looks clueless.
Throw me the swim buoy. We need somebody to pull on this fucking thing. All right.
This person ran into the same car twice within a few minutes.
Wow.
After the crash, they got out to exchange information.
Oh man,
She couldn't figure out
I missed it. I was laughing like, come on, man. How you hit him again? That looks different.
She couldn't figure out why her gas cap wasn't moving to the other side of the car.
Oh, I've seen this one. All right, critical thinking skills here. Wow. Not the Benz. I think every girlfriend I've ever had, I taught them how to parallel park. What? Yeah, that happens a lot. Not paying attention, you know, but unfortunately, people driving with the thing still up, you know. Wow. I wonder if that does any damage to the bridge. Any major damage.
This Amazon driver didn't realize that they were driving on a bike path.
Oh, wow. Imagine that, okay, as I hit the bike path pretty frequently. That's crazy. Pretty much guessed it at this point.
So this should be interesting.
They about to go into each other. Oh, they both got in the wrong lane. And you know what? I'm going this way. And you know what? I'm going that way. You know what? How about we just do it this way? No one was hurt.
Big risk coming even this close.
And he's turning that corner fast.
See for yourself.
Wow. I don't even drive a truck and I can see he was bending that corner. Just know that from playing Grand Theft Auto.
Risk coming even this close. How close are we? See for yourself.
Another person driving on the what the?
He took this left turn a little too fast.
Damn.
This truck driver didn't properly tie down their tarp.
Man, somebody's going to get their wood late. Wow. The key thing to do in this is to not panic, which I know it's easier said than done, but it's to not panic. Come to a slow start, drive straight. It took me a minute. Wow, they were going to get that table. I actually have that. I think that's a Costco's table. All right. Believe it or not, that's my desk or was my other desk. I have like the smaller, but I don't have a real desk. Okay. I got one that I want that stands up or whatever that rides that I want to get. But this is what I was using as my desk for YouTube. So it's a little bit longer, but it's one of those Costco joints. Okay. Now I'm guessing either they have too many people. No, that can't be true. Why can't they go through the back? Oh, it's probably, and then let the seats back. If the seats don't go forward, and a lot of times in those sedans, or spend the extra $20-$30 and rent a truck or something if you don't have a friend with a truck. But to go out with the Dumbo ears is crazy to me. On the freeway, you didn't even take the scenic route for this. They should give them 2 tickets, all right? A ticket for that and a ticket for being stupid. Oh, no. Not the stereotype.
They just got their car cleaned after coming out of the car wash.
Oh, not the Cherokee. How do you do that? It was a good wash, too. How do you do that? I don't get that. You have a stroke?
Hello?
What?
This has to be the...
That wide ass turn? Look, okay. Not only did they turn wide, they didn't even get back in the lane.
Hello?
I think they were distracted.
This has to be the worst parallel parker.
This is my nightmare. The only thing worse is if nobody witnesses it and they pull off. That's the only thing that makes that situation worse. This guy's about to back up right into him. This person's not going to respond. You should go in reverse. See, this is stupid, people. Okay. Not just this, at least that says student driver, but as soon as I see that, I'm already going in reverse. I'm getting out of their way. I went back a little far.
Hello?
It's crazy.
This has to be the worst parallel parker.
Oh, I went too far. I'm not going to sit there and let you smack me.
He said that he hit the wrong pedal on accident.
You know what? I've seen these stores in my city in different places where there's a big hole in it. And now it puts a visual to what happened. Because I've actually seen this. You see a bunch of the next couple of days later, you may see cardboard or some sort, not cardboard, but you'll see wood. They'll patch the hole, so to speak. And now I know what people are doing. They're just smashing on the gas. That's why they have those big cement blocks, whatever, those dividers or whatever in front of the parking spaces to prevent people from doing that. Oh, wow. Mr. In a Hurry. I can't lie, I'm a little petty. I would have got a little bit of satisfaction from seeing that. I've always, that's probably the petty part of me. When people do that, when they put my life at risk and they speed in front of me or cut, there's two cars going and the people that are in a hurry are cutting through traffic on the freeway. Part of me was like, man, I just would not, I don't want them to get hurt, but I want their wallets tapped, okay, in repairs. Mr. In a Hurry.
He forgot to take off his ladder before going in a car wash.
Wow, where are the people? Oh, this must be an automated car wash. This isn't the one with the people sitting in the front, so this is going to be bad. Oh, man. He's going to have to pay for repairs.
A driver went through a red light, and the perfect outcome happened.
What the f*** are you doing, bro?
This is why, it's a cop. This is why even when the light turns green, I still look left and right. You know what I mean? I just watched enough accidents on camera where I see people that are doing what they're supposed to do and someone that's doing what they're not supposed to do smacks them. So I'm a defensive driver. I'm past my 20s where I might have a little bit more of an ego on the road. You know what I mean? But now I don't have an ego. All right. I've seen too much to have an ego, to care about whether I'm faster than someone else on the road. I realize there's too many idiots. There's just too many idiots. And I still look. I look left and right before I take off. I don't just take off on the green.
What the f*** are you doing, bro?
Man, what kind of cop car is that? Undercover?
Coming traffic on 81. Oh my God, he got airborne.
His bumper.
He lost his bumper.
Wow.
This is great. I really don't know what she's doing.
What kind of car is that?
These drivers were distracted after seeing this amazing rocket launch.
Wow, what is that?
It's a rocket.
No, but the thing is, it broke.
Whoa.
It broke. This guy is not paying.
And we don't realize how dangerous it is whenever we decide to get in our cars and someone else is text messaging, staring at a rocket, driving with one wheel, or three wheels, excuse me. And then what's up with all this reverse driving? Did the transmission go out and I'm just going to get where I need to go? Give that dude, I hate to put this on, man, you deserve to be punished for this. You deserve to go to jail, okay?
This truck driver was
waiting a Chevy Cobalt
for them to move their car. This bus driver stopped way too close to the train track, so everyone on the bus panicked and got out.
I don't know why my intrusive brain wants to see the train hit the van, even though I don't want anybody to get hurt. I just want to see it. You stare at it. You're like, he's going to hit it. He's going to hit it. And you don't want anybody to get hurt though.
They thought it would be a good idea to do this right next to a police car.
A U-turn? What the? can't do that into oncoming traffic. This happens a lot. Look at this. This is going to be bad. Now that's going to be shut down. The amount of the amount of events that have to happen to repair this one stupid mistake. All right, like from the traffic that's going to be backed up that day to the day they have to repair it. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. All because, I mean, isn't there some sort of protocol where you're supposed to check your truck before you take off? You know, that's just crazy to me.
They just found out it was too late to switch lanes. They just got done with using the car wash.
That's embarrassing. And they hit the fire hydrant. Just threw up the bat signal till I'm crazy.
This guy stopped his car right in the middle of the fast lane to go pee.
Wow.
This has to be
Must have just left the pub.
the most impatient driver.
I gotta say, I get a sense of satisfaction when I see impatient drivers do stuff like this. And while I don't believe in karma, you know what I mean? That's the word that describes this. Oh my gosh.
This truck carrying...
And I say it describes it because, you know, they drive this way probably every day, all the time, putting other people's lives at risk, you know, with being impatient, speeding to get to the next red light. Doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? You know, like I've seen people go past me doing 120 and we still end up getting off at the exit at the same time, you know?
This truck carrying new cars got stuck on the railroad tracks. He tried to bring...
That was awesome.
This truck carrying new cars got stuck on the railroad tracks.
Like something out of a movie. Nobody was hurt.
He tried to bring his truck into a McDonald's drive-thru.
Back up.
I think this happens every day.
Oh, do not get out this car. Do not get out this car. He is finna leave.
Don't get out the car. Gas still attached? Oh no.
This bus in Russia didn't have a spare wheel, so instead they used a giant log.
In other countries, they make a way. All right, might not be the safest thing to do, but they make a way. All right, now this is crazy. People be in the zone.
They thought that this parking garage staircase was an exit.
A minha vai rebaixada.
Imagine getting honked at for walking on the sidewalk.
One day I'm gonna buy me enough land to get away from people.
Oh! Look at this idiot!
That's one of those dump trailers I think that attaches to, you know.
Here's a great...
Oh! Look at this idiot!
Here's a great way to immediately get fired.
I don't see Swift on the side of that truck.
He was so excited to show off his car.
Oh, that is beautiful. Please don't tell me he wrecked that thing.
He was so excited to show off his car.
ego deflated. All right, trying to show off and showboat. You know, you get it to do that though. You know, people want to see the show, but you might want to make. I'm not a mechanic, but were the lug nuts tighten on that thing or what? Wow. 5% tint.
Some people just live in their own little world.
Going the wrong way? Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. This is one of the craziest. Come on, man. Oh. Putting all these people's lives at risk.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
This guy forgot to...
Now, everyone should have stopped, followed this guy, called the police, and explain what just happened, because somebody that dumb shouldn't have a driver's license, all right? But more than likely, we're so busy to get to where we need to go. The era that we live in, people probably just cursed him out and kept going. But, excuse me, somebody like that needs to be reported. That's insane.
He used his parking brake when he parked his car on a hill.
What was that? I thought it was a Bronco for a second.
This guy forgot to use his parking brake when he parked his car on a hill.
Wow, that's a bad day. Yeah, I can see that's a bad day.
These people perfectly backed their cars right into each other.
Wow. I'm amazed. I mean, this definitely has some of the dumbest drivers ever that I've seen so far. So I'd have to give this to. I have to say the title is pretty accurate.
Somehow managed to lock themselves out of their own car while it was going in reverse.
Don't know how that happens.
Nešto se događa, ne znam šta.
A car in Ohio was spotted driving backwards.
Not in my state. Okay, we've all felt like that. I've done that. I've gotten right on, and then as soon as you get on, you see miles of backed up traffic. Now, in my brain, I'm like, I wish I could just back up, and there's no traffic behind me. I wish I could just back up and go the way I came. I don't feel like sitting in traffic for hours, all right? But I never do it, all right? This person actually did it. You know what I mean? I never do it. Wait a minute, they're still going? Okay, that might just be another one of them transition issues. I'm guessing they can't go forward, and this might be in another country where the laws aren't enforced that heavy like that. I don't know. Man, dump truck drivers, my goodness. They need to do a whole retraining with this.
This timing could not have been more perfect.
Oh, yeah.
There is so much going on here.
Okay, you should have slowed down. I saw that quick enough to react. Well, I mean, I would have slowed down there.
There is so much going on here.
Oh, no, this person is... No, I gotta say this. In real time, they're getting over really slow. That happens to all of us. People like this do this. Wait a minute, what?
This bus driver
So they probably had to jump the curve.
was trying to make a tight turn.
monsieur, ça passe pas.
He somehow forgot to put his car in park.
It's over with. And you take a L. Yeah, he just accepted defeat. When he knew that hill was there, he said it's over with. Not my baby.
He really tried to squeeze all of this into a car wash.
What? How's the person filming and not jumping out of the car to stop this?
He really tried to squeeze.
I know I said I like to watch a train wreck happen, but if I'm in the position where I can stop it, I'm gonna stop it.
All this
I'm just talking about from watching it from a viewer standpoint on video, but in real life, I would have hopped out the car and said, "What are you doing?"
To a car wash.
No spotter?
They were a student driver that still didn't have a full license yet.
Wow. Running late.
She refused to let a new road stop her from going where she needs to go.
There she goes. Got her. Ooh.
I hope that's ignorance and not entitlement. That'd be both.
Is this real?
Someone parked their car a little too close to the ocean, so when they came back, it was swept away by the waves.
A salvage title.
This truck driver had no idea that he was pushing a car.
Premiäromgång avslutades igår. Degerfors ledde länge, men Öster kvitterade på tilläggstid. Östers Davids seger om resultat.
Skönt att vi får en poäng.
He's not going to guess that's the reason you're blowing.
They claimed that they were trying to do a U-turn.
From that lane? And then it hit the car that I thought it was going to be a head-on, not a head-on, but a collision right here. But instead, it hits the truck. Wow.
This guy did not want to...
That's a bad day.
This guy did not want to pay a parking fine.
I've seen someone break one of those doing this, like actually get it off their car.
A railroad crossing gate fell into someone's car, and I guess they didn't care, so they just kept driving. This police officer pulled over this woman and
I actually wanted to see the rest of that.
Gave her a ticket because she was driving with a broken light.
Get you the sign there where the X is.
So you don't even give a warning for this?
You've been driving around for 6 months like that.
I'm truthful.
She refused to pay for the ticket, which means the officer had to arrest her.
You're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
I'm placing you under arrest.
Yeah, she takes off. I seen this one.
She didn't want to pay for the ticket, so she drove away.
Get out of the car.
You better leave me. Yeah, I tried to kick you because I'm a country girl. Because no, I didn't.
And you got
like being
tased
thrown on
because
the
of
floor.
it.
How do you
See,
even
'cause I'm a country girl.
end up in this type of situation?
I came this close to becoming a truck driver. I'm glad I never did that. No words.
This is exactly why you don't block the intersection.
Ни влево, ни вправо у людей. Смотрите, какая пробка в сторону Жукова.
A police officer ran into this biker because he was texting and driving.
The police.
Why are you looking at your phone, officer? We got a text from the other officer.
This guy tried running.
He's trying to play it off like he's the one hurt.
You mother. Why are you looking at your phone?
You know, it was this book I was listening to where it had a quote there. I don't remember the exact quote, but it went along the lines of stupidity is more dangerous than evil. All right. Evil you can kind of predict, you can sometimes counter evil. You can kind of like fix evil with goodness. A lot of times people find God, different things. They find enlightenment, but stupidity, you can't fix that. You know what I mean? So when you have people that are, I'm not saying that this cop is stupid by any means. I support law enforcement for the most part. I understand what would happen to the world if we didn't have police officers, and in fact, I think there's a continuing growing shortage of police officers. And another fact is that police officers have a higher, at least in some states, I can't say the word, but self-deletion rate than casualties in terms of them getting, shot or killed in the line of duty. There's more cops taking themselves out of the game based off of how much trauma they have to deal with. I have a couple of friends who are cops and tried to get me to be a cop, when I was in my mid-30s, but I didn't think my mind could handle the things that I knew that they would see on a daily basis, So I have empathy for it, but there are a lot of stupid police officers out there, But
Phone officer.
You can't fix stupid.
I got text from the other officer.
This guy tried running away from the police in a golf cart.
Leave the dog.
And the crazy thing is, I don't even think he was doing it for TikTok. Here we go again. A Kia.
This driver somehow ran over this electric charging station and didn't notice and kept driving.
Wow. There's some irony somewhere in here. I don't know how to put it in words.
This truck was moving away.
And then he's wearing a mask inside of his Tesla, or she.
This truck was moving a window.
Gotta give it to you. I'm not trying to be mean today.
Turbine blade over these train tracks, and they didn't do a very good job with planning ahead.
And the thing is, I bet they heard the train coming, and they was like, we can do it in time. No, you can wait.
Over these train tracks, and they didn't do a very good job with planning ahead.
That's crazy.
Probably jump out. Maybe get out.
Yeah, so you should probably get out.
This guy was trying to show off his new Lamborghini he just got.
Oh, it's catching on fire.
Very dangerous. Oh, yes. Someone made a wrong turn and ended up driving on a pedestrian walkway.
I mean, one thing I don't get is, unless you're taking it to the track, and that's why you purchase. I get when you're rich, you just do rich people stuff, but people who drive a Lamborghini in cities where the average speed limit is 35, 45 miles per hour, I never get the concept of that, unless you just want to stunt, or unless you're taking it to the track, Wow.
This guy drove into a giant rock and didn't even really seem to notice.
I'm not a fan of Ford Explorer, but that's a good commercial, lightweight.
They said that their GPS told them to go on this Greyhound racing track. That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys again very
Oh man, that was entertaining. I watch these videos with the traffic and police videos. All these are entertaining. Back when TV was a thing, I would watch Cops and First 48. So this is just probably a branch off to some of the weird things I enjoy watching anyway. But yeah, I would agree. This is some of the stupidest things I've seen online, and it makes me even more aware when I'm on the road to be defensive. Maybe you're not like that, but that's just me. But I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction to it. If you did, do me a big favor and like the video. If you want to stay up to date whenever I post, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.